All right, so what we're going to do today is an exercise that I call three-center meditation. What we're going to do is we are going to practice directing our attention and bringing our attention to our body, to our heart, and then to our head, which is kind of what meditation is. It's noticing and tuning in and witnessing to what is. And so what we're going to do is do that with each of the centers, because just because you might be a head type doesn't mean you don't have a body or a heart, or just because you're a heart type doesn't mean you have a body or a head, right? So a lot of work that I do with clients is helping them kind of rebalance their centers. If a type is very heady, like a 5, there is a lot of value in them learning to access their heart and access their body. And I think that can be done a lot easier and a lot better and practiced through this kind of three-center meditation. So, all right, if you're ready for this, if you're ready to do this meditation with me, then go ahead and close your eyes and get comfortable, whether you're sitting down or on a chair, on the couch, or on the ground, or whatever it is. Just get yourself comfortable, and then we'll get started. So first, I want you to start this meditation by taking some deep breaths in and out. So take a deep breath in. Breathe it out nice and slow, and then I want you to let your breath kind of go to its natural place. You don't need to make it extra deep. You don't need to make it really fast, but all I want you to do is start shifting your attention to your breath. So as you breathe in and out, as you notice your body kind of doing that on its own, I want you to let yourself focus on the sensation of breathing. Asking yourself or noting where you feel sensation as you're breathing. Do you feel it in your stomach? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your throat or your nose? Just really as you're breathing and as you're bringing your awareness into your own body, I want you to just notice what you find there. Notice the sensations of breath, especially without judging it. There doesn't have to be a good or a bad or a right or wrong with this. All you're doing is tuning your attention to something that is happening all day, all night for you, your breath. And as you're tuning into your breath, I want you to allow that to let you begin tuning into your body center. So as you tune into the sensations of your breath, now I want you to kind of expand your awareness of sensation to your whole body, asking yourself, what am I feeling in my body right now? Really tuning into that as you sit there with your eyes closed. Doing your best to not look at your body from your head or your kind of mental picture of it, but almost being in your body. This may be hard for some people. This may be easier for some people. But I just want you to show up and do your best. Do your best to notice the physical sensations happening in your body. Are you hot? Are you cold? Are you tired? Are you energized? Do you feel heavy? Do you feel light? Again, there's no right and wrong. All we're doing is shifting our awareness and kind of gazing at or witnessing the physical sensations we're feeling right here, right now in our bodies. Give that a couple more breaths as you sit with the body center. And if any thought comes up, or you find yourself, if and when you find yourself distracted, what I want you to do is just gently and compassionately, if you can, bring your attention back to your body and back to the sensations happening there. Okay, so on the next out breath, and then in the in-breath following, I want you to shift your awareness to your heart center. Maybe even bringing your physical awareness to the area where your heart is, because we actually feel a lot of emotions there. And I want you to ask yourself, what am I feeling in this moment? What emotions? So it's not feeling like senses. That's the body. You ask yourself, what emotions are present with you right now? Can you tell? Maybe you can't. Maybe it's hard to tune into what emotions are there. But what I want you to do for the next few minutes is just give yourself the opportunity to look at and witness your heart and see what emotions may show up there. I want you to think of it like watching a sunset, even. With sunset, when you're watching it, you're not making it do anything. You're not forcing it. You're not controlling it at all. All you're doing is watching and waiting. And so that's what I want you to do with your heart center right now. Again, if and when you get distracted, gently bring yourself back to your heart, back to that kind of awareness of what you're feeling, your awareness of what emotions you're holding right now, whether that's from earlier today or from thoughts about the future. Just note the emotions. None of them are right, none of them are wrong, none are good or bad. All you're doing is really tuning in and feeling what's there, or noting what you're feeling. A couple more breaths as you do this, allowing whatever emotion is in your heart to arise, even if it's nothing, even if nothing arises. Just doing yourself the favor and honoring yourself by showing up for what might be in your heart center. So next, after your next in-breath and then out-breath, I want you to shift your awareness now to your thinking center, or your head center. Doing your best to kind of be aware of your own thoughts. Our thoughts are going all the time, but sometimes it's hard to be aware of them. So what we're doing now is just tuning into what we might be thinking, whether that thought is, maybe even when you notice a thought, labeling it as past focused, labeling it as present focused, or future focused. And again, we're not needing to change it. There's not a specific way you need to be thinking or anything specific you need to be thinking about. What I want you to do is just tune into the thinking that is already happening inside your head center. Seeing if you can kind of pop out of your own thoughts and imagine witnessing them or watching them happen as if you were a third party, as if these thoughts were something that was kind of happening to you and your brain was spitting them out and you were just kind of watching them. And if you find yourself following a thought, kind of taking it and unconsciously running with it and trying to solve another problem or figure something out, as soon as you notice that, just kind of bring it back to the thoughts. Just notice that you are doing that. This part may be tricky for some people. Just doing your best to kind of be aware of the thoughts, but aware of that inner monologue that's happening pretty much all the time for all of us. You don't need to slow it down or change it or judge it. You're just watching. If you get really distracted here, center yourself back in your breath with the next in-breath, and go right back to observing your thoughts, observing what is there in the head center. So the last step of this, after your next in-breath and out-breath, I want you to expand your awareness, if you can, to all three centers, head, heart, and body. Kind of stepping back and sort of taking it all in, taking in what's in your heart, your head, and your body, allowing it to be there, maybe even recognizing how they relate to one another and how they're kind of intertwined, how thoughts can create emotions and emotions create body sensations and just kind of all over the place. Stepping back with this full body, mind, heart awareness of what is happening in you right now in all three centers, because they're always moving and acting and trying to do what they think is important, affecting you in certain ways. So instead of jumping on them and kind of running with them, what I want you to do is just continue to have this open-hearted and mind and body awareness of what's happening in the moment. What is right here, right now for you. As part of the exercise especially, you don't need any other skills or anything outside of this except what you have with you right here and right now. Okay, so now take a deep breath in and breathe it out nice and long and slow. And then you can open your eyes, kind of start moving your body a little bit and coming back to the world around you. I hope that was helpful. It can be helpful in many different ways, actually. A lot of that is an exercise. It can be a very grounding exercise. It can bring us back to a sense of presence with ourselves so that our Enneagram patterns and ego needs don't run off to try to do other things. It can also help us understand which centers we aren't great at, which centers that we have a hard time understanding or putting words to or tuning into, because depending on your Enneagram number, you are going to have at least a center or two, maybe two, that you are very disconnected from, that you are unsure of how to get in touch with. So what I want this exercise to be is not just a way to ground yourself, but also a way to practice tuning into these centers, and as a way to understand how each of these centers works, or how you work with each of these centers. Hope that's helpful. Hope that was grounding. Hope this is an informative practice for you, and feel free to come back to this video over and over again and do the meditation as much as you want. Thank you.